Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time it is that you're watching this. This is day 2 of Akiba Howard's 100-day challenge. And let me tell you, day 1 was not very easy. First and foremost, I started this quit smoking thing. And while I told you yesterday that I was going to be showing you the tools I was going to use today, I've actually kind of revamped that because I'm not going to use the same tools that I thought I was going to use, like there was a pill that I had received from a doctor, some hypnosis I was going to try. But the reality is, I'm going to go with some basic methods, so we'll talk about those at length again tomorrow. Important, though, for today is that there's already been a couple of challenges that have come up in my own life that have been tests, if you will. Tests to see if I'm actually prepared for this. This is the way life works, and I promise I'm going to create a video series to specifically talk about this idea of how tests show up in your life every single day, and the crucial issue is how you're able to first see them, and second, to be able to process them and pass those tests. The tests that have come up for me have been things like emotional issues. I had some sad information, some sad news I got about a friend yesterday. Last night, in fact. And so that kind of sent me off around the corner and not really feeling like I wanted to stay involved with the process. But here's tool number 1. It is the stick to it tool. The just get out there and stick to the process tool. Sometimes it becomes a little complicated when you're engaging in something new and dynamic and big, and you start to get all of these other little things that come along in life to kind of slow you down, to test your fortitude, if you will. Well, I've had a couple of those, and I've succeeded because I believe in what I'm doing. That's the first thing that you have to accomplish, is believing in what it is you're doing. I believe in this 100-day challenge. I believe in Akiba. I believe in my ability to succeed at the 3 things that I have established as my 100-day challenge. And because I believe in them so much, it is hard for one of these tests, whether they be emotional, financial, physical, whatever, to slow me down. Let me tell you a quick story about another test. I was going out to check my mail and stubbed my toe. And not just a normal toe stubbing. No. I stubbed my toe on the edge, on one of the teeth of a saw, which means that it cut a toe of mine. And it was the pinky toe. The one that is the least functional, but seemingly the most painful and sensitive. Well, that was an issue for me because it meant that I was going to not be able to throw my foot into a sock and then into a shoe and start the P90X major extreme workout. But you see, I'm not going to let that stop me. There are other options. Just because I may not be able to do a major workout that requires lots of cardio and jumping and moving, that doesn't mean I can't work on the upper body. That doesn't mean I can't work on the abs. That doesn't mean I can't work on things that don't require me to engage in that part of the process. And that's kind of what I mean when I say you've got to overcome the test. The test was I stubbed my toe, I hurt myself, and so there's an easy out for me not to have to engage in the workout. But the reality is that the workout is more important than the stubbed toe, so I've just got to figure out a way around that problem. And that's what I did. So today I began the P90X workout. And as opposed to doing anything that required major cardio and jumping and moving, I just worked on my chest and shoulders. Now they're kind of sore, and yeah, I think I'd like to take a little bit of Advil. But I'm not going to because I'm not into pills. That's another story for another time. Here's the bottom line. The test came, I passed it, and I got to my workout, and I do feel much better. That's what happens when you just engage in the process. Now, also, I want to talk about what else I've been doing with my personal pet project. I know I mentioned a little bit about it yesterday, but I didn't go into detail. What I'm doing is I'm starting a television program. I want to put together a TV program. If you guys know anything about my history, you know that I've been working kind of on the periphery of TV for the last 7 to 10 years or so. And before that, I was doing radio. So I have a little experience in the field, but I've been pushing my way further and further into the field such that I thought maybe I could get myself a job here in Sacramento in town. Turns out the market is not really functional for a bunch of new guys, especially not like myself who don't have specific reporting experience. So what I had to do was find my own way into the business. Now, I already had connections at a station that I was working at, and I just needed to kind of open up a dialogue with those people. And I did just that. Rather than me sitting back and doing what I have done in the past and what I know a lot of you will identify with, this idea that, oh my God, maybe this idea is too big. Maybe I shouldn't do it because I don't want to get my feelings hurt, or I don't want to be crushed. I don't want my passion to die. But the reality is that your passion will die if you do not engage it. Your passion will die if you do not take a proactive step towards accomplishing whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. So the idea that I was going to let the passion die because I was double thinking myself just wasn't a reality for me. What I did was I got on the phone, I made some phone calls, I sent some emails, and I got positive feedback. Now that positive feedback, and it wasn't all positive feedback, I'll tell you a quick story in a minute, but the point, I got the positive feedback, which allowed me to further believe in the process, further believe in my passion. So that just allowed me the opportunity to go ahead and move forward to step 2. And that's the part of writing. Now, writing is fun for me, so that won't be too much of a problem, but I can tell you there are some glitches coming up, like, for instance, when we start to deal with budgetary issues. When I've got to add a budget into this proposal, well, I don't like math. I don't like numbers at all, but that doesn't mean it's going to stop me. That simply means I'm going to cordon off a whole day to simply focus on the budget numbers. And I may take a number of breaks throughout that day, but believe me, at the end of the day, the budget will be done. Not because I'm a math genius, not because I'm a TV producer genius, but because I believe in my passion. And I'm not going to let anything stop me. Now, about the good versus bad feedback, I did get some bad feedback from somebody. And the interesting thing is that amidst all of the bad feedback this person gave me, they dropped a tidbit of very valuable, positive feedback into the middle of the email. And it was very short and small, and I almost would have missed it had I not been able to control my emotions over that bad feedback. And that's what I was talking about. You know, sometimes we overthink things. We have a situation we want to get involved in, and we begin to think to ourselves, well, maybe, that may not be that great an idea, or maybe the people I'd like to talk to about it won't come through for me. Well, that's exactly what this person did. I sent them an email about the project, and they sent me back an email telling me, well, it's probably not that great an idea because the people you're trying to work with may not give you an opportunity. But then right there in the middle, they said, but if you talk to this person, they may actually be able to help you. Turns out I happen to know that person very well. So while I was initially emotional about that negative response, after I took a moment to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, an exercise I'm going to work on with you here shortly, I was able to calm myself down and find a place where I actually could mine out that little tidbit, that jewel of information, and get back focused again. And that was the crucial issue for me. So I got myself on that path. Now, today hasn't been a great day for smoking. I know it's day 2. Last night I had to do television at the local PBS station, KVIE. We're in a pledge drive cycle, and so I did Andrea Bocelli's Vivere concert live from Tuscany, and it was an amazing show. And I had a great time working with a guy by the name of Heath Buckmaster. And I'm actually on my way to do PBS again today, or tonight I should say, the Celtic Woman troupe. A bunch of women that sing a bunch of wonderful Irish songs. They're coming to Sacramento, and part of the pledge drive is that we're going to give away some tickets. So tonight I'm on air, and we're going to go through this process. Now, why does that have anything to do with smoking? Well, when I got home last night, I was tired, to say the least. And there was still work to be done. And so I kind of allowed myself to get a little stressed out. And before you know it, I went back to my old vice, and I grabbed a cigarette, and I ran outside, and that was actually number 6 for the day. If you recall, I limited myself to 5. Well, I felt bad about number 6, so what I did was I did some extra push-ups in order to make myself feel like it was a bad thing, but there was good benefit on the other side. that yes, I was punishing myself for smoking that sixth cigarette, but it wasn't a bad punishment. It wasn't like the punishments I remember when I was a child. This was a good punishment. It was something that was going to help my body. So, yes, I was a little weak. Today, I will be stronger. And tomorrow, hopefully, I will be even stronger. This has been day 2 of the 100-Day Challenge, brought to you by Akiba Howard and the Living Your Dreams blog. I hope you go out and do the 2 things that are required: subscribe and comment. I really appreciate you visiting. I hope that you stick with us and engage in your own 100-Day Challenge. Until tomorrow, please have a great day.